Apologies for the jump scare. But while I have you here, why won't you tell me what was your initial response to this? Were you scared? Was it funny? Was it weird? Don't look at me. Look at her and tell me. If you came across a post like this on Twitter, what would you do? A. Think, why is she so goddamn close? B. A meme popping into your head.
Stay the fuck back.
C. Scroll past it like everybody else. Or D. This made me so mad that I had to write a whole entire think piece on how I dislike this content creator in the hopes that I gain traction and hopefully she responds to it. If you answered A, B, or C, congratulations, you're a normal person on the internet. You would think nobody would choose D, but it's Twitter. Of course someone was going to choose D. And I just want to remind you that this entire thick piece that this person wrote was in response to this tweet. One post, one picture. I thought I was going to read it today. So if you're in for the ride, get comfy, get your water, get your snacks, because we're in for it. Let's get into it. You're 28, Imani. Not 18, not 80. But every year you get more self-assured and somehow less self-aware. This isn't growth. It's arrested development in HD. Streaming hours at a time, daily, since adolescence, didn't empower you. It just froze you in digital puberty. You talk like a life coach, post like a thirst trap, and react like a teenager whose ego is held together by brand deals and soft lighting. Hold on. This boy came in with the ChatGPT roast. I see you, my boy, I see you. This isn't harassment. It's grown adult pointing out that grown adulthood doesn't look like this. And if life really gets better every year, why do you still act like you're one comment away from spiraling into a subtweet? If this is confidence, why does it only show up when there's a camera and a curated audience? You didn't outgrow the internet. You just aged into it like spoiled milk with a ring light. Preserved by validation, paid for by the same man who sexualized you into a career that you deny you capitalize on. This isn't targeted hate. It's a wake-up call. A reminder that the bubble you've built, full of arbiters, yes men, and men with spare cash who defend you for a crime of attention, isn't reality. Yeah, that's right, Pilps. Tell her how you really feel. And it clearly rattled you to discover that outside of that curated echo chamber, not everyone knows you, likes you, or wants to see your grown man caption Engie with a cleavage stage like a thumbnail. And now we know the reason for this entire rant. It wasn't about maturity and it wasn't about accountabilities. It was a woman on the internet with titties. That was the entire issue, all right? Because for apparently, you get on the internet, if you see cleavage, you did that on purpose. My brother, I do get it a little bit because we've had in the past streamers who were pushing the boundaries of the guidelines and showing as much skin as possible. This right there, this is nothing. You're overreacting. We had a streamer who spread their ass cheek in front of the camera. If you know, you know. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's not empowerment. It's arrested development wrapped in a push-up. I'm sorry. That's not empowerment. It's arrested development wrapped in a push-up bra craving for attention. And most people don't find infantilizing thirst trap endearing. They find them sad. You're pushing 30, but still living like a girl whose future is stuck buffering, pausing real life just long enough to keep the illusion playing. God damn. So here's the thing. It's not black and white. No. So here's the thing. It's not black and white. It's not some simple, weird influx of weirdo commenting on my age that you've convinced yourself of. It's not just the internet being mean to you. The reality is, the average adult, the one who isn't lost in your bubble, doesn't want to see a grown woman sexualizing herself for attention, no matter how much she tries to wrap it in the guise of being knowledgeable and self-assured. The truth is, you've made your career off sexualization, and yet you'll never fully admit it because you've convinced yourself you're more than that. But the longer you keep pretending, the more you... I can't. But the longer you keep pretending, the more you'll realize that it's not the world that's the problem. It's you acting like you've got something to prove at 28, when honestly, you're just holding on to a version of yourself that doesn't even exist anymore. Grow up. And here's the real irony. Your entire career is built on appeasing random shitty people. But the shitty people you're worried about, the ones criticizing you for your age or your looks, are just as shitty as the ones who sexualizes you and throw their money at you. You've spent years building a career that thrives on attention, both from people who want to elevate you and from people who reduce you to nothing more than a commodity. The truth is, you've let both sides feed your ego. But you'll never admit it because they're the same people who keep you in business. So maybe it's time to realize growing older won't make you miserable. Selling out to the same people you pretend not to care about. That's the real trap. A self-inflicted cage that stunted your maturity far worse than any comment or harassment. Good Lord. Alright, so I got a correction to make. He was responding to a response she had over the picture, but ultimately it's all the same. My guy, you did way too much. It's literally not that serious. I saw the picture, and the first thing I noticed was her forehead. You look way too hard to find the cleavage. You need help. Don't get me wrong, Pokimane has had her fair share of controversies, some stupid, some more like she should have known better. I have my own gripes with her, but like this is, you wrote an entire novel for what? For titties. And yeah, we can criticize streamers who get away with a lot and prey on lowly man for subs, but you also gotta talk about those men, those grown-ass men throwing their money at those streamers. They're all adults for the most part, but you can't criticize one part without criticizing the other. Listen, I thought the response was cringe a little bit too. Like, we gotta stop trying to prove to everyone that our life is great. Like, just, if your life is great, cool. You ain't gotta fucking tell the entire world and try to prove it. Anyways, that was a hard read, and I'm pretty sure half of this read was from ChatGPT. Let me know in the comment section. Bye.